Hey everybody, and welcome to English with Narayana. We've got a really great episode for you today, all about common English phrases.
Yeah, we'll be covering lots of different situations like everyday life work, study social conversations, time and plans, and even how to express your feelings.
Right. I think these phrases will really help you guys sound more like a native speaker.
Hmm.
So let's dive right in. Our first phrase is, I can't make it. What does that mean?
Well, it's a simple way of saying you can't attend something. So, for example, let's say you have a friend, Sarah, and she's having a birthday party,
Okay.
and she asks, "Hey, are you coming to my party?" But you have work that day. You could say, "Oh no, I'm so sorry, I can't make it. I have to work."
Right. It's polite. It gets your point across. Now let's imagine someone wants to meet up and they say, hey, let's meet at 5 p.m., but you're busy then.
Hmm. You could say, "Sorry, I can't make it then. Can we maybe do 6 p.m. instead?"
Perfect.
Hmm.
You're letting them know you can't meet at 5, but you're offering an alternative time. Now, I want you guys to think about a time when you couldn't make it to something. What was it? Tell us in comments below.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to our next phrase. It's up to you. What do you think that means?
Well, basically, it means you're letting the other person decide.
Exactly. Like when you're trying to decide where to eat with a friend and you don't really care where you go.
Yeah, you could say, where should we eat tonight? I don't mind. It's up to you.
Right. Or let's say you're deciding between watching a movie or going out. You could say, "It's up to you. I'm down for either."
Okay, so I have a question for our listeners. What's a decision you need to make soon?
Yeah. And what are your options? Share them in the comments. And if you're really not sure what to choose, tell us it's up to you.
I love it. All right, let's move on to keep me posted. What does that mean?
It means you want someone to keep you updated about something.
Okay, so for example, imagine you're waiting for some test results.
Right. You could say, "I'm waiting for my test results," and the other person might say, "Okay, keep me posted."
I see. Or let's say a friend has a job interview tomorrow.
You could say, "Good luck with your interview tomorrow." And they could reply, "Thanks, keep me posted on how it goes."
That makes sense. Now, I want our viewers to tell us, are you waiting for any news right now?
Yeah, and what is it? Let us know in the comments.
Awesome. Okay, let's get going.
This one means it's time to start moving or to leave.
Got it. So for example, if it's getting late and you need to leave before traffic gets bad.
Yeah, you could say, "It's getting late. Let's get going before we hit traffic."
Right. Or if you have to leave in 10 minutes, you could say, we got to leave in 10 minutes. Let's get going.
Absolutely. So tell us, what time do you usually get going in the morning?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Okay, our next phrase is, it's a no-brainer. This is a fun one.
Yeah, this one means that a decision is super easy to make.
Like if someone asks you, should I take the job with the higher salary?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you'd probably say, "Of course, it's a no-brainer."
Right. Or if you're choosing between pizza and salad for dinner and you love pizza.
You'd say, "Pizza, it's a no-brainer."
Totally. So tell us, what's a choice that's a no-brainer for you? Share it in the comments.
Okay, now let's move on to some phrases that are useful for work and study. Starting with, "I'm swamped."
I've definitely felt that way before.
Yeah.
It means you have way too much to do.
Right. Like if a coworker asks you to lunch and you're super busy.
You could say, not today, I'm swamped with emails.
Exactly. Or if you missed a call from a friend, you could say, "I'm so sorry I missed your call. I was swamped with meetings all day."
So tell us, have you ever been swamped with work or school? What were you doing?
Let's hear your stories in the comments. All right, next up we have, "Let's wrap it up."
I think this one means it's time to finish something.
Yep. Like when it's almost the end of the workday, someone might say, "It's almost 6 p.m. Let's wrap it up for today."
Okay, or if you're in a meeting and you've discussed everything on the agenda.
Someone could say, "All right, I think we've covered everything. Let's wrap it up."
So tell us what's something you like to wrap up at the end of the day.
Share it in the comments. Now let's move on to a phrase that shows you're ready to take action. "I'm on it."
Yes. This means you're going to handle something right away.
Exactly. Like if your boss asks you to check a report, you could say, "Sure, I'm on it."
Or if someone needs help booking flights, you could say, I'm on it. No problem.
Perfect. Now think about a task you're on it with right now. Tell us about it in the comments.
Okay, next up is, that works for me.
This one means you agree with a suggestion or a time that someone has proposed.
So if someone asks, can we meet at 2 p.m.? and that time is good for you.
You could say, "Yep, that works for me."
Easy. And if a friend says, I'll pick you up at 7 p.m., and that's okay with you.
You'd say, "Perfect, that works for me."
All right, I have another question for listeners. What time of day works for you to study English? Let us know in the comments.
Okay, moving on to, I'll look into it.
I think this means you're going to investigate something.
You got it. Like, if someone asks, do you know why the internet isn't working?
And you don't know yet, but you're willing to check it out.
Yeah, you could say, not yet, but I'll look into it.
Right. Or
Yeah.
if someone finds a mistake in a report.
You could say, okay, I'll look into it right away.
Makes sense. Now tell us, have you ever had to look into something? What was it?
Let's hear your stories in the comments. Okay, let's move on to some phrases we use in social and casual situations. Starting with, don't take it personally.
This is a good one. It means you're trying to reassure someone that something wasn't meant to be offensive.
Right, like if someone wasn't invited to a party and they're feeling upset.
You could say, don't take it personally. Maybe it was just an oversight.
Exactly. Or if someone doesn't reply to a message right away.
You could say, don't take it personally. I'm sure they're just busy.
So have you ever been in a situation where you needed to tell someone, don't take it personally?
Let us know in the comments. All right, next up we have, I'm just messing with you.
This one's all about joking around.
So if you pretend to have done something crazy, like bought a super expensive car, and then you reveal it was just a joke.
You could say, no, I'm just messing with you.
Or if you jokingly tell someone you saw a celebrity.
You could say, nah, I'm just messing with you. So tell us what's something funny you like to mess with people about. Share your stories in the comments.
Okay, let's move on to no worries.
This one is a casual way to say it's okay or don't stress.
So if someone apologizes for being late,
You could say, no worries, take your time.
or if someone accidentally spills something on you.
You could say, no worries, it happens.
And I'm curious, what do you usually say when someone apologizes to you? Do you use no words?
Let us know in the comments. All right, next up we have, let's catch up soon.
This one means you want to talk or meet up with someone you haven't seen in a while.
Right, like if you run into an old friend,
You could say, it's been so long, let's catch up soon.
or if you want to grab coffee with someone.
You could say, let's catch up over coffee sometime soon.
I like it. Now, who would you like to catch up with soon?
Tell us their name in the comments. Okay, our last social phrase for today is I had a blast.
This means you had a really great time.
Like if someone asks you how the party was,
You could say, it was amazing, I had a blast.
or if you just got back from a fun trip.
You could say, thanks for inviting me, I had a blast.
Now I want to hear from you guys. When was the last time you had a blast? What were you doing? Share your stories in the comments.
All right, now let's talk about some phrases related to time and plans. Our first one is, I'm in.
I use this one all the time. It means you want to participate in something,
Right, like if someone asks, who wants to go hiking this weekend?
and you're totally down for it.
You just say, I'm in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Or if someone suggests having a game night.
You could say, sounds fun, I'm in.
So tell us what's an activity you'd say I'm into. Let us know in the comments.
All right, next up is, I'm tied up.
This one means you're busy and can't do something.
Right. Like if someone asks if you can talk right now,
And you're in the middle of something.
you could say, sorry, I'm tied up right now. Can I call you back later?
Right. Or if a friend wants to have lunch but you have too much work.
You could say, sorry, I can't, I'm tied up with work today.
Okay, so tell us what usually keeps you tied up. Share in the comments.
All right, next up, I'll be there in a sec.
This means you'll be somewhere very soon.
Exactly. Like if a dinner's ready and you're just finishing something up.
You could say, I'll be there in a sec.
Or if someone is waiting for you and you're almost ready.
You could say, I'm coming, I'll be there in a sec.
Now think about where you're usually going when you say, I'll be there in a sec.
Let us know in the comments. Okay, our next phrase is, I'll get back to you.
This one means you'll respond to someone later when you have more information.
So if someone asks you a question and you need some time to find the answer,
You could say, I'll get back to you on that.
right? Or if someone needs help with something but you're busy right now.
You could say, let me check on a few things and I'll get back to you.
Okay, viewers, tell us, when do you usually need to say, I'll get back to you? Share your situations in the comments.
All right, our final phrase for time and plans is, call it a night.
Ah, yes. This means it's time to stop what you're doing and go to bed.
Exactly. So if you're working late and you're getting tired,
You could say, okay, I'm calling it a night. I'm too tired to keep going.
or if you've been out with friends and it's getting late.
Yeah, someone might say, all right, guys, let's call it a night.
So tell us, what time do you usually call it a night? Share it in the comments.
All right, let's move on to our final category, phrases for expressing your feelings and reactions. First up, I can't help it.
This one means you can't control something you're doing.
Like, if you can't stop laughing at something,
Yeah, you could say, I can't help it, it's just too funny.
or if you have a habit you can't seem to break.
You could say, I bite my nails when I'm nervous, I can't help it.
Now tell us, is there something you do that you can't help? Share it in the comments.
Okay, our next phrase is fingers crossed.
I love this one. It's a way of saying you're hoping for something good to happen.
Exactly. Like if you have a big test coming up.
You could say, fingers crossed, I pass.
Or if your friend is going for a job interview.
You could say, fingers crossed, you get the job.
So tell us, what are you hoping for right now? Say, fingers crossed, in the comments and let us know.
Okay, next up is, it's not worth it.
This means something isn't a good idea.
Like if someone is thinking about doing something risky.
You could say, I wouldn't do that if I were you. It's not worth it.
Right. Or if you're tempted to buy something you can't afford.
You might think, it's not worth it. I should save my money.
All right, viewers, tell us what's something you think is not worth it. Share your thoughts in the comments.
Okay, our next phrase is all about encouragement. You've got this.
I love using this one. It means you believe in someone and you know they can do something.
Like if your friend is nervous about giving a presentation,
You could say, don't worry, you've got this.
or if someone is about to try something challenging.
You could say, I know it's tough, but you've got this.
So is there something you're working towards right now that you need some encouragement for?
Let us know in the comments. We're all cheering for you. And our last phrase for today is, I'll pass.
This is a polite way to decline something.
Like if someone offers you food or a drink you don't want any,
You could say, I'll pass, thanks.
or if someone invites you to an event but you can't go.
You could say, thanks for the invite, but I'll pass.
All right, everyone. That's all the phrases we have for you today. We hope you found this helpful and that you can start using these phrases in your everyday conversations.
And remember to answer our questions in the comments. We love hearing from you.
Yes. And if you want to learn more English with us, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We've got tons of great content coming your way.
That's right. Keep practicing your English and you'll be fluent in no time.
We believe in you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.